here we are again tonight. We're having a look at Doge this time. So Dogecoin, we last looked at it a couple of days ago. It was doing okay. In the past 5 days, you guys will know that Dogecoin has actually seen a bit of a pickup. Let's get a percentage figure on that and have a look at what we are seeing. So yeah, the past 5 days is looking really good. Thursday last week into now, we are up from a price of 23 cent up to 25.7. And even from these lows down here, if you'd have utilized those, you'd have bought in at 22.6. And again, right now, you'd be on about 25.7. So you'd have done pretty well, but obviously we are seeing a bit of trending upwards now for Doge. Today, however, has been red. We've seen a fall all the way down to here. This has brought us down to about the $24 range, 24 cent range rather. And then from there, we are actually seeing a bit of a turnaround in price. It did not last that dip, and now we are back up to the 25 cent range, bringing us up to 25.3 cent. So I'm giving some of my thoughts and opinions on Doge, as well as sharing some news which you may or may not know. Again, this video is mainly just a little look and analysis on how Doge has been moving and some of my thoughts rather than a news update, but we are going to be given a little piece of information in the video as well. If you may enjoy, make sure to press that like button and that subscribe button as well. You will be supporting the channel. Do remember, this channel is not for financial advice. It is just for opinions and nothing more, and should be taken as nothing more than that. You can follow us on Twitter, it's at N2SFinance, you'll see it on your screen. You can join us on Patreon, link to the Patreon is down in the description. Anyway, but let's look at Doge and how it has been going most recently. So long story short guys, you will already know how this one has played out in the past 6 months. Big increase up to 75 cent, I believe it was, maybe up to about 70 cent roughly, but yeah, up to the 70 cent range, and then ever since we have been falling. And people have been saying that Doge is dead. Well, obviously it is coming back quite strongly over the past 5 days. I think one thing which is important when we're looking at Doge is to look at how the general crypto market is doing. And if we do go on to do that and zoom in a little bit closer, we'll see some of our favourite cryptos and how they are doing in relation to Doge. Bitcoin up here is seeing a pretty decent trend, it's down, and then from that dip it's coming back up before falling a little bit. And if we do have a quick look at some of our other cryptos, we can see the same thing for Ethereum, quite similar. We're seeing the same thing for the BNB coin, but it's a little bit more red. So again, give or take, you can see that this is quite similar with a lot of our cryptos. Yes, some of these are not necessarily following the trend exactly, but they are generally speaking all correlated in the path that they are taking, and Dogecoin is no exception. So again, Doge is now seeing that similar spike up, bit of a fall, and then a little bit of steady and slow increasing as the others are, before taking a little bit of a fall off. We're seeing that with Doge down here, but Doge is pulling itself back up a little bit, as actually are some of the other cryptos. Bitcoin not as strong as some others, but we are seeing this potential increase in trend once more, which is good. But we've seen a lot of reds today in the crypto space. We are seeing BTC in the red, we're seeing the BNB coin in the red, we are seeing Doge in the red, XRP down there in the red as well. So you can see that this trend is kind of across the board today. Yes, we do have some green, but when we look out to the whole crypto market, it really isn't too concerning in my opinion. But let's look at the figures that we are seeing on this chart over here. We're going to start off with a volume figure that we are seeing for Doge today. It's sat around 2 billion. So you can see 1.99 billion, really not that bad in my opinion. We're still seeing a higher than trading moving average, because we obviously had that big spike up to the 70 cent range. But yeah, so because of that, we are still sat in the 33 cent range for the moving average in the past 30 days. We're seeing an RSI figure down here of 44. So again, ever so slightly towards the oversold side. We're definitely not there yet, because 20 is oversold and 50 is neutral, so we're pretty much neutral, just ever so slightly to the oversold side when we do look on the RSI. MACD looking good. We can see this in a bullish trend, which I believe is good on the past month. Zooming into the past 5 days for this, we can see a moving average figure around where we are right now. It's in the 25.6 cent range. We're seeing a RSI figure down here of 46. So similar story, it's not necessarily oversold, but is ever so slightly more to the oversold side than to the overbought. We are seeing a MACD, which is looking pretty okay in my opinion as well. We're getting a reading off that at 0.007 so far. And again, moving into 1 day, We're seeing a much more oversold figure. Yes, we are not oversold yet, but we're coming a bit closer now. We're at 36 so far. So 36 so far, not too bad, but that is a figure that we are seeing. So yes, we are nowhere near oversold yet, but we are more close than we are to neutral and more close than we are to overbought for sure. MACD figure down there is looking okay as well, and the moving average is pretty true to the price that we are seeing. And that is what we are seeing today with the price of Doge. So ultimately, zoom out to the past 5 days, I don't think this sell-off that we are seeing, if you could call it that, is too concerning to me at least. And the simple reason for that is because of the growth that we have seen on this crypto in the past 5 days. We've seen a big, strong increase. We've seen a similar trend across the board. And when we do correlate all these things together, I am not too worried with what we are seeing. Now, out to the news that we do have. Again, this is talking about a crypto-friendly travel site in the US, which has a debut, which uses Dogecoin as a payment option. Now, this is good for 2 reasons. The first one is pretty obvious. It's another place accepting Doge for payment. But the second reason is quite obvious, but it's actually a little bit more hidden. It is simply put the news site that this is on. It's on CNBC. CNBC is a very popular source for news, and again, with the whole AMC GME situation, people have mixed thoughts and opinions on it. That's completely fine, but you cannot argue with the point that a lot of people do read from CNBC. So the fact this article is on there, I believe, is potentially a really good thing. I think it will, possibly help get more exposure to Doge, both short and long term. But overall, guys, with Doge, as I do always say, 1, it's a crypto, it's obviously quite risky. 2, it's quite a low price crypto, and it's quite a volatile one at that. So please don't put in more than you are willing to lose. But as we all know, Doge does have a lot of potential going into the next 12 months or so. We have Elon Musk behind this coin. We have a lot of exciting things coming for this crypto, hopefully, and I'm really excited to see where this one does take itself. But yes, it is risky. Please be aware of the risks, but who knows where Doge is actually going to end up. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching. See you soon.